Well, hey guys, welcome. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to be with you on Inspirations for Your Life. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. This is Sunday. It is January 25th, 2026. And again, I am so grateful to be with everyone here. We have an awesome show. As you know, we always have great shows. This is your first time with me here on this show or another show. I want to say welcome and thank you so much for choosing to join. If you're coming back for another time, really do appreciate those that find quality in the content that I produce. I really appreciate that. Really happy today, guys, because well, this is the very first show that I'm shooting with my brand new Lenovo P16G3. If you guys remember, I got a new laptop in September. It was the Lenovo P1G. It was absolutely a disaster. Basically, the laptop could not keep up with streaming, audio production. It was just a mess. And so I tried all kinds of different things. It turned out that the memory chips were not properly tested with the onboard BIOS and some other hardware, and that was a mess. So now I have the Lenovo P16G3, which I really like. This is the first time I'm doing a stream with it. And I'm happy because if you remember what happened the last time I did a stream with the Lenovo P1G, well, it was a complete disaster, guys. It literally just crashed my audio, crashed my video, and it was not pleasant. Again, if you're thirsty, feel free to go get yourself something, whether that's RO water, whether it's a snack, whether it's fruit, I don't care, whatever it is, healthy or not, that's totally up to you. If you have not checked out believemeachieve.com, please do that right after the show. I think you guys will find a lot of value there, short form, long form, reels, and so much more. All right, guys, I want to get this show kicked off. All right, so you're tuned into Inspirations for Your Life. Again, today is Sunday. We're kicking off a brand new series. This is series 5, show 5. So the series kicked off this year, as you know. We're 25 days in. We're celebrating 4 years being on the air, and this is the 25th day in the 5th year. So tonight it's all about understanding how to transform darkness. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Inspirations for Your Life. This is the daily motivational show where growth becomes intentional and clarity becomes a lifestyle. I'm your host, by the way. I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. I'm an engineer. I'm a marketing specialist, video producer, podcast host, coach, keynote speaker, graduate student, and a passionate lifelong learner. And it is my privilege and pleasure to be with you guys here this evening or today. So today I'm talking all about transforming darkness, not by denying it, but by actually understanding it. I think a lot of times people go to block something because they don't understand it. They don't try. They just figure it's different. It's uncomfortable, so we'll just block it. Number one, you weren't unlucky. You were aware of things. Maybe you've had situations in your life and things just didn't go the way you wanted. You weren't unlucky. You just weren't paying attention to the nuances. The nuances in our life, guys, are so very important. I cannot express that anymore because if we don't take the time to understand the nuances, we're going to be completely lost. All right. Number two, many people aren't cursed. They're repeating the same choices over and over and over again. Yeah. They're repeating those curses over and over again. And I think people feel that if they keep repeating them, that maybe they're going to go away. But I have news for you guys. They're not going to go away. They're only going to get worse because the universe gets us to repeat things that we have yet to learn the lesson on. And you might think I'm crazy, but I'm actually telling you the truth. All right. So that's a very important thing that I think a lot of people, they don't realize, what that's about. All right. So that's key, guys. Number three is you're not lost. You're simply before the clarity. So before we can become successful, we need to fully understand something. We need to be clear about it, right? If you're reading something or maybe you're doing an assignment, how can you do it if you don't really understand what is being asked, right? Take a test, for example. How can you do well on that test if you really don't read the questions well? 95% of people that don't do well on tests are not because they don't know the things. Basically, it comes from a half of people having anxiety disorder, and the other is people just don't read the question, and they answer the question in an entirely different context than the way it was asked. Number 4, guys, one sign you're leaving darkness is when awareness starts replacing confusion. When awareness starts replacing confusion, maybe it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. But all I know is that something seems clearer. It's like a light bulb went on, a eureka moment, right? We've all talked about that before. Number 5, sometimes one honest conversation turns the lights on. Like I said, the eureka moment. It's not about giving you a challenge that you can't do, because we can solve the challenges that come at us. It's that we have to embrace those challenges. That's a very, very important thing. And when we embrace something, it seems a little bit easier for everyone to understand. All right. Number 6, darkness is often unhealed habits, not mystery. Yeah, maybe you're doing things over and over again the wrong way. And when you're doing things the wrong way, it's like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to ever do this? And the reason that you're getting lost is because you're not clear on what it is that you're being asked to do. Maybe the directions are there. Maybe you don't understand the vocabulary being used, or you don't understand the context in which it is being presented. This happens a lot in math, happens a lot in technical subjects, because the context is taken out of the point, and it's like, well, I think that was the answer. I'll give you an example. In one class where it says, what's the value of a certain register? Well, you're thinking about it from the end point, saying, gee, the value of it after it's calculated. But no, they didn't ask you that. They asked you, what's the value in the register? You're jumping to what it is afterwards. They never asked you what it was afterwards. They asked you what it is in the expression. So you can't jump to the end and say it is this. No. Number 7, guys, some friends keep you stuck. Others will bring light. We've talked this before. Some people will bring you joy. Some people will bring you peace and harmony. Other people will just, well, they'll give you a migraine. No pun intended there, right? Number 8, life often gets harder right before it gets clear. Right before the epiphany moment is when life gets clear. And I know that sounds very interesting, but it's something that I think we all need to realize. Real relief comes when you see your role and your power. Real relief comes when you see, when you recognize, when you feel, when you experience that. That's when the joy starts to release. Real relief comes when you see your role and your power. When you see that you can do something, you get this big boost of confidence. I think that's amazing. Number 10, guys. Staying too long in outgrown spaces creates gloom. Maybe you're at a job and you feel like you can't go anywhere. It's not because you can't. It's because maybe there's no room for expansion, right? Maybe there's no support in the company. I'm just giving you for instances. So you have to realize that if you are in a space and you feel that you can't grow for a while, it's time to move on, right? What do snails do? They leave their homes and they find a bigger one, right? They can't stay in that small shell as they grow. They'll stifle their growth. Number 11, guys. Writing things down reveals where you're still stuck. A lot of you I talk to don't want to write things down. You know why? Because then the reality is going to become clear. The reality is going to become clear, and they'll be like, I guess the problem is not them. The problem is me, because most people want to blame the problem on somebody else. They do. Not because they have to. They just feel it's the reason, because, of course, I'm perfect, right? So the issue can't be with me. It has to be with somebody else. Successful people realize that most of the time, it's us that needs to change, not someone else. So write things down, see where you're stuck, and be accountable for what you write down. Take action to change it. Number 12, guys, distraction feels bright, but growth actually eliminates. Let me say that again. Distraction can feel light, just like this light, right? But growth actually illuminates us and allows us to move forward. Let's think of it another way. A car, right, that has gas can seem like one of the greatest things. But one that's actually moving is the one that'll get us to our destination. Number 13, guys, more information doesn't always mean more clarity. Uh, I think sometimes when people get so much thrown at them, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do now? Right? We put ourselves in this tailspin. And then it's like, what was I doing? What am I trying to accomplish? Number 14, you can be a calming light without preaching. Many people don't want to hear a preaching story, but they might be okay with you telling something that went wrong and how you changed it, but don't preach to them. You can be calm and they can be understanding. I think people get all defensive when you try to become that preacher. Forget about whether it's religion or something else. People don't want to be preached to. People want to know that it's their idea that they're doing something, not your idea. That's how it works. Number 15, some people avoid clarity because responsibility scares them. Let me say that again. Some people will choose to avoid clarity because responsibility scares them. Why does that happen? Because it's different. It feels uncomfortable. And I said to you before that uncomfortability is where success actually lies. It's where success lies. So if we start getting a little uncomfortable, I'm not saying to be in pain, just a little uncomfortable, we'll start to grow. And then the next time we can grow a little more, just the same like, you're lifting weights or something, right? You don't lift the same weak weights every day. No, of course not. That's a powerful thing, guys. Number 16, awareness doesn't instantly erase old habits. Now, just because we have a perception doesn't mean we became, the genius overnight. We had one perception, and that perception allowed us to see something from a different angle. It allowed us to understand that maybe the way we're approaching it is not 100% right, or it might be 100% wrong. So the fact that we're able to get that feedback from ourselves or from others, and we can adjust our course to get back on track, I think that's priceless, guys. But some people, when you give them advice, it's like they jump on you, and then you never want to give them advice again. So what I tend to do is I will offer a penny, like a 2 cents. And if I see that the 2 cents is not being welcome, I say, no problem. I don't have to give you my 2 cents. I didn't realize you weren't open to feedback. It's a nice way of saying it. Awareness doesn't instantly erase old habits. So because we're aware of something, let me give you an example. Because I'm aware of a temperature of, let's say I'm wearing socks right now, of the socks against my feet, because I'm aware of that temperature doesn't get me to change it by just being aware of it. Now, there is a situation when you're aware of something, it does change. That's not it. When we focus on something that's bothering us with neural placement, neurolinguistics, I'm not going to get into that today, but we focus on it and when we think about the object, the shape, the size, the color, the texture, the smell, starts to change, starts to become smaller. starts to not be that big problem anymore. Number 17, guys. The biggest glow up happens internally. Everybody wants the glow up to happen outside them, right? I mean, I think that's true. But when the glow up happens inside our body, it's like, wow. And then when it takes off by boosting out, we're like, oh my gosh, where'd that come from? It came from you that was working on it for a long time. That's where it came from. It's like you had been, you know, working on that creation. Suddenly you launch it. And when you launch it, things just change. Right. But yet we're still surprised because we're not aware of the amazing positive consequences. And I'm talking about consequences in a good sense here, positive consequences, not negative consequences. Number 18, guys, you can't force clarity on someone else. Don't even try. But Mike, but Joe, but Bob, don't you see? No. But Megan, can't you see that? No. Tom, aren't you able to hear what's going on? No. And even if they are able to know what's going on, they're going to say to your face, no. You know why? That big three-letter word, ego. E-G-O. E-G-O. That's pretty powerful, guys. Very, very, very powerful. Number 19, guys. Tiny habits can lift heavy days. Maybe it's a gratitude ritual you do in the morning. Maybe it's a little gym routine you do or a calisthenic can make your body feel better. You know, our body, when it's in motion, pretty much can't stay in a stagnant state. I think I've done this with you guys before. If you're in a state right now, and you're not feeling good, and I tell you to move into a position where you feel good. Now, don't move and try to feel bad, and you won't be able to do it. Same thing happens the other way. So, our physiology of how our body is affects our state. I learned that many years ago, and I was like blown away. I thought like somebody was giving me a story until I tried it myself. I was like, wow, that's incredible. So, tiny habits can lift heavy days. Don't think because a habit is so small that it has no impact. No. Tiny habits compound. And all the changes may seem subtle. The end outcome can be game changing. Just by taking a tiny habit or two every day. Every day. Number 20, guys. Alignment feels like relief, not effort. When you're aligned in principles, when you're aligned in your core values, you feel grace, you feel peace, you feel amazing. You heard me say that right. When we're aligned, we're in relief. It's like no effort or very minimal effort. Let's think about it in terms of energy, right? If let's say to stand, let's say use 10% of your power. And let's say to walk, use 20%. Let's say to run, use 50%. But imagine just being in alignment. Or imagine walking while in alignment. You probably use very little energy because the world around you and the energy would recharge you. That's just something that blows me away. Our alignment and connection to source not only helps us manifest, but it helps us to feel good. I love that, guys. Number 21, low energy seasons need structure, not pressure. Let's say that again. Low energy seasons need structure, not pressure. So if we're not feeling a lot of good energy and we suddenly structure our life, we'll find that that low energy actually starts to grow without us even burning energy. It's like we get this natural recharge. It's like, I don't know, it's like we took this cord from like our iPhone and we plugged it into ourselves. You get my point, right? I think that's something that is so very, very powerful. Low energy seasons need structure, not pressure. Not pressure. I mean that, guys. You grow, number two, 22. The version of you that you feed. What we focus on, we become. Nightingale Conant said it best, right? What we focus on, we become. Those thoughts become us. And we can't always figure out why, but it does. When you change your inside, your outside has to reflect to that. I won't get into that too deep today. But our thoughts affect our energy. Our energy is what people interface with. And the energy is what gets people to take action, whether it's a client or whether it's somebody giving us an opportunity for something. All right. Number 22, you grow the version of you that you feed. So remember, however you see yourself, however you get that feedback, however you perceive yourself, and keep thinking about yourself, that's the version that's going to grow. You focus on being a millionaire, you're going to grow being a millionaire. You focus on being broke, well, you're going to focus on being broke. You're going to bring about what you focus on. And this is not some hocus pocus, guys. Our psychology and our biochemical makeup actually attributes to the energy that we take on our body and that we give off. And that gives us some priceless things. Number 23, guys. Old mindsets need closure. We've talked a lot of times about getting closure. And when we get closure, we may not be happy with it, but at least we're able to move on. We're able to move on. When we get closure, we know that that part of our life has changed, or maybe that part has ended. We've gotten closure on it. So we're not chasing a tailspin. We're not burning our energy on something that has no interest in us or doesn't need our product or services, whether it's business or whether it's personal or whether it's just a friendship, right? That's important. Number 24, some blessings wait until honesty shows up. Whoa, that's a tough one. That's a mouth load. Some blessings wait until honesty shows up. Do you know why that is? People are on the fence many times, and they're judging you. They're not sure whether they can believe you. But when you've been honest enough times and they see this, guess what they do? They bless you. This goes back to a show I did a long time ago, and that was about the thing, do the right thing even when no one else is watching. This makes me think of a social media clip I saw several weeks ago where it was for an airline. It was a made-up airline, and when the camera was on, or they knew they were being watched, taking the luggage off the plane and putting it onto the truck that's going to the conveyor belt, you had to see it. They were like taking the luggage off so gently. They were like patting it down, rubbing it like really nice, and putting it right down, smiling. When they didn't think they were being watched, they took the luggage, they just chucked it. That blew my mind. So when people knew they were being watched, they act with a different attitude. They act like different people. When they knew they weren't being watched, they act like jerks. But Why is it that people do this? Lazy. Yeah, lazy. Why should I put the effort in if no one's going to watch me? No, put the effort on even if somebody isn't watching you, especially if somebody's not watching you, because it's those times that shape our character. And you never know when one of those times might just come across somebody and say, you know what? I want to work with this person. I want to be friends with this person. All because of that perception they got. Number 25, one grounded person can shift a family dynamic, even a relationship dynamic. When somebody's grounded, it changes. There was a great movie that I watched a while back from this religious group. I think it was the Kittrick brothers. And I think it was called Fireproof, without getting into the whole movie. But uh, Kale was the husband and the lady, and they were getting ready to do a divorce. And he went to his church, and he finally went to his father, and he gave him a book of things to try. And it wasn't like a magic book, but he kept doing the things in the book. And after a good month or so, his wife saw that that was really the person that she married. She changed. She went back. I think that was a very important thing. Number 26, clarity changes habits, schedules, and boundaries when we're clear. Number 27, sound and routine can clear mental fog. I love listening to music. Okay, it kind of gives me an extra pop to go do something. Number 28, choosing healing breaks the generational cycle. Number 29, chaos stops feeling normal once awareness arrives. Chaos stops feeling normal once awareness arrives. The last one, 30, you don't need a miracle. You need honesty with yourself. Start doing it now. Darkness isn't here to defeat you, guys. It's here to teach you. And once you see clarity and being clear, you don't go back to pretending you're lost. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Inspirations for Your Life. For more inspiring content, visit believemeachieve.com. For more of my amazing, inspiring creations, stay grounded, stay curious, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Be well, everyone. BelieveMeAchieve.com. Take care.